Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Betrayal at Krondor. We are going to head back to the north. Let's get onto the road. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and visit some other areas. Owen raised a finger to his lips, sensing that someone or something was nearby. He used the agreed-upon sign that caution was called for. They steeled themselves for combat, their nerves wound tight like springs. Abruptly, a figure emerged into the open before them. Squire Philip! Owen? What, surprise. Okay, well, we've already talked to him. I think he might, just move along the road kind of thing. And it is getting dark. Don't think I have a spell to do anything about darkness right now. So let's go ahead and rest. We're in pretty good shape right now, so we don't need to worry too much about it. Well, nah, they do actually get kind of whiny if you don't sleep, so let's just camp out and rest. Go along the road. That path there leads to where we started. So let's go to Yabon. So, there's Yabon. Let's go ahead and turn off the road thing. And there we go, get some buildings. So these worlds are 3D rendered, but they're not, like, true 3D in that you can't go above the stuff. It's best if we move through town as quickly as possible. I left a wedding party here not too long ago, and it might raise unpleasant questions if I were seen here again. We may need supplies. There's a shop here called the Crossroads where we might be able to pick up a few things. Otherwise, we should be cautious. Not too worried about it. Locklear looked around nervously as Gorath knocked. Doesn't seem that anyone's about. Luck's with us. Private residence, Owen said. I'm not sure if anyone is about or not. Basically the same thing. Locklear knocked on the door. For a long moment, he leaned against the door frame as he waited, positioning himself so he could listen for the sounds of any stirrings inside. When at last it was evident no one was coming, he stepped back with a shrug. Doesn't seem that anyone's about. If we look on the map, we can actually see these two buildings that we've already looked at. We got 5 more buildings to take a look at over here. Let's go ahead and do so. I believe that these are usually shops. A bell rang. No sooner had Locklear managed to get the door open than he found the shopkeeper was escorting him inside. The Crossroads. So we got, with the mouse, we got a buy-sell option here. And then we can exit down here. Everywhere Locklear looked, polished metal gleamed. As much a temple to war as any temple of Tith, the cramped shop offered a startling variety of weapons and armor. Well, let's see what you got. Alright, broadsword, 15 gold, 6 silver. We've got a great sword for 780 gold. Keshian Tapir. Let's see, can we actually look at these? Inspired by the lighter laminated blades carried by the Serani during the Riftwar, the Elven Greatsword was a terror in battle. Double spurs jutted from the base of its flamberge-style blade, and its haft had been fitted with a heavy pommel to allow it to be thrust like a rapier. Keshian Tapir. Feels like something between a machete and a falchion, Locklear said, taking a few test swings with it. Good slice with this weapon, and you could take off a goblin's head. Moradhel Lamprey. As a universal weapon, the Moradhel Lamprey was poor. Imperfect balance wedded to the weapon's unwieldy weight made it classically difficult to control in close quarters and challenging for shorter-limbed kingdom soldiers to use. Two-handed broadsword. Lacking the sharpened, drooping quillions of the more basic Kingdom broadswords, the two-handed variety had much to recommend itself. Heavier than a simple broadsword, the two-handed variety was broader bladed and therefore more likely to hit and harm its intended target. So we'd like to get one of these for Locklear before the end of the chapter. Ideally. You can see that there's a pretty big price difference between these things. Elven armor. Struggling with its complicated elven buckles, Owen tried the breastplate on for size. Too wide for him at the shoulders, he was nonetheless pleased with its clever filigrees and fine fluted scrollwork. Patterns designed to be decorative while also denying enemies an even striking plane. Standard Kingdom armor, which we've already looked at. Armor's hammer with 30 uses. Locklear flipped the armor's hammer head over handle several times, catching it before it fell to the ground. As a weapon, it would be entirely useless, its mass insufficient to cause injury, but it was an extremely handy tool to use to repair armor plates which were wedged loose during combat. And I do not have the money for that one. Whetstone. Locklear ran his forefinger lightly across the rough grain of the whetstone. While it wouldn't last him long, it would be useful in keeping the edge of his sword from deteriorating. And a clerical oilcloth with 4 uses for 260 gold. Distributed once a year from the Temple of Tith, oilcloths were often resold by the poor to any who would buy. The oil which was soaked into the fiber had numerous qualities, though it was best known for its magical effects when smeared on edged weapons or on armor. Okay, I would like to get that whetstone and I'd like to get the armorer's hammer, but I can't afford that at the moment. But if we get that, let's go ahead and haggle. It's not enough to the tax collectors bleed me twice a year. I've got to have some high and mighty in here making me sell at a loss. The shopkeeper flared. So be it, but I won't sell it for a sovereign cheaper. All right, I'm good. It's yours, the shopkeeper said cheerily. Alright, so if we go in here, I believe that I can use that. It wasn't as bad as he'd thought. Not wishing to make the error of a rash decision, he double-checked the broadsword for anything he'd miss. But it was in good repair, as he knew how to make it. So it does not show up as repairable. Using repairable. But we do not need, well, actually, let's see, what is yours? 78. I can offer only 3 sovereigns and 4 royals for it. I'll accept that. Alright, I don't have enough. Well, I could try selling this. 2 sovereigns and 9 royals. I'll accept that. If I sold this... I'm going to decline for now. I should be able to come back and get the armorer's hammer at some point. So we'll go ahead and do that. I don't think anyone has, like, weight limits. We just have inventory space limits. Let's see, those are the 2 buildings that I've already looked at, so let's go see what we've got over here. Private residence. Definitely not a good idea. This is my aunt's house. As much as I would enjoy the opportunity to explain why I'm traveling with a Mordell, I think we should leave. Okay. Locklear knocked on the door. For a long moment, he leaned against the door, etc., etc., etc. We've already read one of those. Did I actually look at that? Shop of some kind, Locklear guessed, trying to make out something through its dark windows. I'm not sure what they have to sell. Of course, we know now. Private residence. Goroth pointed to the house. I don't know, Owen replied to the unasked question. I know it's not a relative's house. Good enough, Goroth said. Turning on his heels, he marched to the door and knocked lightly as Owen watched the street. After a few moments, a disheveled-looking man answered the door. They talked for a short while and discovered that the man had spent the better part of the night trying to break into a laundry shop that had recently gone out of business. The owner closed up shop and never returned the suit of armor I was having cleaned. If you can get in there, it's all yours. I'm very tired. If you'll excuse me, I'd like to go to sleep now. Well, that's awfully nice of him. Spends all night and then is just like, I don't care anymore. You can have it. Goroth tried the door. The building appears to have been abandoned. They locked up after themselves. Think we should take a shot at opening it up? Sure. Locklear shook his head. Lockmaker knew what he was doing. It's beyond my ability. I can't open it. So I could try the peasant's key. I think that might use it up. Yeah. With a pleasant click, the key turned in the metal lock. Let's take a look at what's inside, Locklear said. With the lock successfully picked, Locklear pushed open the door and entered the small building. Looks like this used to be some sort of laundry shop, but apparently it has gone out of business, he said. Let's take a look around. And we find some armor. So, we get a picture of what the thing that we're searching is. Like bodies, or in this case, a house, or a hole in the ground. So we got some decent armor here. And I clicked on the wrong thing. Not had any of my skills go up, I don't think. So yeah, let's give that to Owen. Then give you both of these, because you'll be doing my armor repair when I can afford one of those. And with that, let's continue north. Well, let's go, let's skirt the edge here. Oh, well, here's a building over here. That looks like a shop. No, private residence. The building creaked in a way that made Locklear nervous. You stay out here, he told Owen. Something doesn't feel right about this place. I'm going to have a look around. When he returned a minute later, he had a grim look on his face. What did you find? There was an open chest lying in an empty work table. It looked as though it had been rigged with a system of tripwires and flints. The contents were no doubt explosive. Someone's been up to no good. We'd best leave before they get back. Oh, but there might be goodies. Alright, well, let's head up this path here to a chest. Rough in its construction and banded with iron, the Moradhell box would be impossible to open without solving its word lock. Alright. In all the world, none can compare to this tiny weaver, his deadly cloth so silky and fair. His. Trilby. Trilby? No. So that's pretty easy, really. Apparently the box is barking at me. Spidery. Spider. Is what it is. Yep. The chest thumped, satisfied the magical locks had released. Locklear tipped open the large wooden lid. Okay, got some more lockpicks. Very nice. Some more armor. Another shell. And, 4 more coins. Hey, I can go get that, armorer's hammer. Let's go do that. You're gonna get dark and close on me, aren't you? Nope. Good. Alright, buy, sell. Let's go ahead and buy that. Let's go ahead and haggle. Although it was immediately obvious the shopkeeper had no desire to haggle on the price, Gorth pressed on, praying that his natural charm would win him a cheaper price. For a short time, it seemed that his victim's will was eroding. But at last, the shopkeeper rapped sharply on the counter. "Enough," the shopkeeper said. "Buy at my price or be off with you." Okay. What's yours? Alright. Wasn't as bad as he thought. Let's go ahead and sell that. 76, I don't think we have anything better. There we go. Made our money back for the most part. I got the whetstone, but I don't really need to do anything about that at the moment. Okay. Haggle. Unavailable. Alright. Haggle. So eventually they'll get pissy and just not sell something, but you can just kind of keep doing this for a little while. We want to get the get our haggling skill up a bit. Making it all unavailable. The things that you sell to them will show up, so you can buy it back if you want. Let's try haggling over these. There we go. And you just pop out and pop back in, and everything's available again. I'm not going to haggle too much right now. Let's see if that got me any skill. It does not appear to have done so. That is disappointing. Very disappointing. Anyway. Let's get back onto the road. Although it's getting kind of dark, so let's go ahead and rest until morning. I haven't shown it off, but this is bookmark. It's kind of like a quick save. Have not had to deal with that. Have not had a fight yet, actually. Which I'm a little disappointed by, actually, you know? Oh, well, there we go. The Mordell warrior hadn't noticed them. It's anybody's guess whether he's out to kill us or just taking a stroll somewhere, Locklear said. Probably best if we try to avoid him. Alright. Let's back off a bit. Ah, dang it. Locklear struggled to make sense of it all. As the enemy advanced, his concentration was in two places, and his legs making certain that of his stance and balance, and on his opponents, wondering how they had been able to track them down so quickly. All such thoughts were quickly forgotten as the enemy charged into their ranks. Oh, hey! Owen is up front. That's really bad. Owen cannot cast spells when he's right next to an enemy, so boop! And, yeah, enemies will, I mean, your characters tend to slide around. Let me try to block his path. Alright. It's Owen's turn. Owen has a very good spell here. Despair Thy Eyes. Blinds target for a short time. We also have Gift of Sung, Health Stamina Transfer. Invitation, pulls target forward. But for now, let's go ahead and blind you. Get lots of misses. Boy, it'd be nice if we were better at our jobs. So many misses. So I think that the blindness lasts for like 2 turns or something. It may go up as he improves, I don't know. Or maybe it's random, I don't know. There's no real way to see the status effects. But they just don't do much when they... Yep. Someone took some damage. It's hard to tell who. But we're doing a decent job here. It'd be better if our people didn't miss. That would be nice. This is rest. This is regain our balance. This is escape, defend, and change weapons or go into inventory or something like that. Don't miss. I mean, at least they're missing too. There we go. It's 15. So damage is dealt to stamina first before health. Things will get a lot better once we are not so crappy. There we go. 1 down. Once we improve our characters and stuff, keep blinding him. Although I'm not sure that that's increasing my magic accuracy. And he goes down. Locklear blinked. For a long moment he stared at his dead opponent, pulse pounding in his veins as he waited for yet another to come on, teeth bared or blade flashing. But instinctively he knew they had won this fight. They were safe for the moment. Alright, what do you have on you? Gorath checked the corpse. No sense being squeamish, he said, rifling through a rucksack which lay next to the body. Supplies are supplies wherever you find them. This fellow won't be needing them anymore. And he had some armor, and he had a weapon. Alright, so that is one of them. There we go. Give you the weapon, give you the armor. And we have spoiled rations. Once the rations might have been edible or even appetizing, but the stench that wafted from the open parcel was more than enough to turn Owen's stomach. It could not be eaten. So we're just going to leave that. Do not care. Not going to take that. That is why you check those things. Keep hitting the wrong buttons there. Did not gain any stat boosts either, I don't think. I suppose we'll do that. And we can swap equipment to other people as well to... Hey, party's abilities have increased. Very nice. Weapon craft has gone up some amount. I'm not sure how much. And Armorcraft has gone up a bit. Very good. Alright, let's take a look around. I think there's something down there, so I'm going to want to go check that out. Need to be careful about just blindly moving, because we could get into another fight like that. Like this one. The Mordhell warrior hadn't noticed them. It's anybody's guess whether he's out to kill us or just taking a stroll somewhere, Locklear said. Probably best if we try to avoid him. Is it, though? The assassin was a mercenary. Locklear could tell by the hardened set of the Mordell warrior's face that he hadn't hunted them down to avenge a wrong done him, hadn't chased them to collect a debt. He had come because the coin had been the right color and in the right amount. And for that price, win or lose, he would fight them to the death. Hey, you gotta go first, rude. Stay away from my wizard. I am somewhat amused. I've always been somewhat amused by the whole zoop slide across the map. We'll get some more spells eventually as well. No sight for you. And down he goes. The battle was won. Search the body for supplies, Locklear suggested, then amended. But make it quick. If there are more waiting out there, let's not be here when they return. I don't think we'll have to worry about that. Hey, there we go. We got another peasant's key. That's what I want. Another sword and some armor. Yeah, there is something down here. Okay. I passed the entrance. There's a building down here. Private residence. The face of the door was covered with a pattern, a strange semicircle formed of oily black smudges that joined at the iron door latch. On closer examination, it seemed that the smudges were actually fingerprints of some kind. Really should have that cleaned, I suppose. Locklear jerked upright at the sound of the gruff voice. Oh. I really should have that cleaned, I suppose. Patting from around the corner of the house, a balding man stepped next to Gorath and held a palm stained with black ink. A scribe tends to make quite a mess. Occupational hazard. Scribe? Among other things, he said. Currently I have accepted a commission on behalf of a traveling merchant to do a survey of all the mercantile boxes in the area. He cast a knowing look at Gorath. Perhaps you would be interested in helping. And what would be profit of it? Gorath said quietly. Information. I've acquired a book I think you'll find very interesting. There's a box just west of Hawk's Hollow, on the southern side of a small hill. Find out what's in that box, and I'll give you the book. Now leave me. I have much work to do. Alright, so we got a little side quest that we can do. That sounds pretty nice. I think we might have something up here. Yep, hole's not big enough to put a man in, but we got 5 uses of herbal pack and 5 uses of torch. Sounds good to me. Hate always going into that. So we got 8 uses of herbal pack and 7 torch. That's pretty nice. I like that. Got some water ahead and what looks like a corpse. Gorath frowned. It's a body. Might want to look it over. Preoccupation had dulled his senses. Aware, as if someone had thrown water over him during a pleasant dream, Locklear grabbed Gorath's shoulder. Don't move. There's something very not right about the ground before us. And we have a trap. I believe if we pass in between the red poles or the green poles, we will take damage. You know what? I am going to try something a little bit... Not sure. So, you choose how much you want to spend. I don't want to spend that much. I'm just going to go with that. Oh, yes! Oh, I was hoping that would work. That was beautiful. Can't believe that worked. Just to yoink him through the trap. Nope, that was bad. Oh god, that was really bad. Might have to rest after that. 3 health, 0 stamina. Yeah. The battle was won. Search the body for supplies, but be quick. Oh, God. One looked for supplies. Feeling a bit like a vulture, he turned the body this way and that, etc., etc. So the text tends to be the same. We do have a Mordhel brooch, value rating 39. By the look of it, the malachite and silver brooch had been meant to be a cloak fastener or a setting for part of a larger piece of jewelry. Crude by kingdom standards, the Mordhel brooch could still demand a reasonable price in the right shops. And we have a Mordhel lamprey. 3 plus strength, 5 plus skill for accuracy, 15 plus strength, and minus 5 plus skill for swing. And racial mod, elf. Alright, you hold it for now. Let's see if there's anything on this body. There is. Regular rations. And get some money. However, yeah, you're in really bad shape. He's gonna go down if he takes even 1 hit. Okay, you're full up on stuff. See if I can repair any of these. Fearing that an infection might be loose in his system, Gorath attended to his various nicks and cuts with the contents of the herbal pack. While it wouldn't make his wounds go away, it would at least speed his healing. So that's what I wanted to do. Let's go ahead and use this on a few of these things. Go ahead and give you that. Go ahead and swap that one in. Okay. Party's abilities have increased. Probably, armor crafting and, weapon crafting. Yeah, weapon craft 47. And Armorcraft 27. He's healing 100%. So he actually has better Armorcraft. But I think I'm gonna head back to the town because I got a lot of items. Back on the road. Zoom. That's not the one yet. So it does get pretty dark. But we do need to heal up. Yeah, Gorath is at 6 out of 125. Owen is at 46 out of 85. Let's go ahead and rest until morning. So we end up not too shabby. Let's keep on going. Yeah, there we go. Take myself off the road. And get over here to the shop. Okay, first of all, we can sell all these swords. "34 sovereigns and 2 royals for the Mornell brooch." It's pretty nice. Alright, so we started out with like 20 gold, and now we're up to 107, and that's after buying some things. Not too shabby, not too shabby. However, I'm going to do some haggling, see if we can get Owen's skill up with that. And then when we come back next time, I'll be back to where that trap was that almost killed Gorath. Yeah, you need to be pretty careful about where you move. Luckily with the traps, if once you've taken care of the enemy, it's not such a big deal. But, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.